This quick video will show you how to join boards together with dowels using the Milescraft Jointemate. The three joints you can make are the corner joint, the surface joint, and the edge joint. We'll be starting off first with the corner joint. To start off with the corner joint, what you want to do is securely fasten down one of your boards to your table. If you don't have a vise, you can do what I'm doing and just clamp it down to your table. With the workpiece clamped, you want to take the jointmate and flip it upside down, and then pay attention to the three holes. Now the three holes represent the three styles dowels you can put in. There's a 3/8 inch hole, a 1/4 inch hole, and a 5/16 hole. And depending on the thickness of your board, you'll drill the appropriate hole following this chart here. And then adjust your stop collar on your bit to make sure that the dowel has enough room. Then you have to twist your jointmate to the appropriate hole, and then you start by drilling your holes for your dowels. Now for longer boards, you might have to drill in more than two. I recommend at least 3 would be good for your holes. And once you have all the holes drilled out, you want to put your dowel inside and then put your jointmate on top of it to get the thickness of the board. You want to press your jointmate firmly down and then make sure that the bottom plate is flush with the board, and then tighten the knobs on the side once you have it flush. Now all you do is just line all the boards together, making sure all the sides are flush together. And then you want to put a dowel inside the hole and then push your jointmate up to make sure everything is flush together. And then you want to clamp everything down to make sure everything's secured, and then make sure that your drill bit's collar is set so that it does not go through your workpiece. Once everything is done, you can put a dowel inside your board and then push jointmate all the way up, making sure that this side is perpendicular to the other board, and then drilling in your holes one by one, moving the dowel to each different hole to get a different placement for your jointmate. Once that's done, you can put in all your dowels and see if all your holes align, and then push your piece together, and you should have your corner joint all done. And once you practice this a bunch, you'll have no difficulty in lining up all the boards. Next, we're going to work on the surface joint. Now it actually starts the exact same way as the corner joint. You have to first clamp down your workpiece and then twist your jointmate to the appropriate holes, then drill in your 3 holes or as many dowels as you want to put in. Next, you have to draw the line of where you want to put your workpiece in. And this is just drawing the lines of the thickness of the workpiece and then finding the exact center of it. I recommend using a precision ruler because it makes it a whole lot simpler. Then you want to follow the same steps as the corner joint by placing a dowel inside one of the holes, then pushing up your jointmate until it aligns with the center line. There'll be a triangle next to your jointmate, and that line has to be directly in line with your center line you drew. Then once everything is lined up, you want to clamp your workpiece down, then make sure you adjust the bit so it doesn't go through your workpiece. And then you place a dowel inside one of the holes of your first board, and then move the jointmate to the appropriate spot, and then drill in your holes. Once all your holes are drilled, you can place in all the dowels and then see if everything lines up. Everything should be perfectly centered, and you should have the joint piece right at the edge of where you put it. Now the last joint we'll be doing is the edge joint, and this starts off the exact same ways by drilling holes into your first board. And just like the corner joint, you want to put a dowel inside your board and then push your jointmate to getting it perpendicular to the surface, and adjust the fence to make sure it's flush up against your board. Then you have to line your boards up, making sure that all the edges are perpendicular and parallel to each other, and then clamp them down, making sure that they won't move. Now the board closest to you is the one you're going to be drilling your holes in, so all the dowels can be in the far board, and then drill in each holes, making sure that you set your drill bit again to the appropriate depth to make sure you have room to put in your dowels. And the last thing you have to do is just put in the dowels and then join your board, and you should have a perfect edge joint now done. That's going to do it for this quick video. There'll be a full video on my channel just in case you want to check out the pros and cons using the Milescraft Jointmate. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.